the most obvious would be position battles. Those are always intriguing. So, what would be the ones that come to mind for you to be the most important?
Um, Off the top of my head right now, defensive line, running back, and probably wide receiver. I'll start with running back. I think if Mark Fletcher hadn't gone down in the bowl game, it would be clear that he's the number one guy. But the news came out, I think either last week or earlier this week, where he's going to be missing spring. He's not going to be practicing, so it'll be interesting to see who can really step in there, especially when you look at the fact that you have the absence of a guy as talented as Don Chaney, who obviously took his talents to Louisville. Wide receiver, we know we got a X there. We know what Jacoby George can do, but who can be that other guy on the outside to take the place of Colby Young, who had great speed for his size and was such a great outside threat? We just really weren't able to capitalize on it due to the, let's just say, lack of play at the quarterback position last season. And then D-line, we've lost some. We lost Leonard Taylor to the NFL. We've lost some other guys. How does Ruben Baines step up? How do a lot of this young D-line class that's coming in, the best D-line class in the country, how do they integrate? How do they compete for snaps? How's it all really going to look? It's still spring. This isn't going to be the final roster. We know we're going to have guys out and potentially bring some more guys in. Maybe another big wide receiver on the outside. But, it should be interesting, especially with all the hype around this season with getting Cam Ward and building off the 5-7 season that we had in 2022.
So, especially with the skill position battles, because it involves more, of course, the ball handling and the speed, there's typically a list, priority list in the fans' mind of if everything goes well and these players get it, meaning they learn the scheme, they take care of the ball, they do all the things, for running backs, they don't fumble, they pass protect, then they can cut loose on the things that we want to see them do, like run with the ball, catch the ball out of the backfield. So if they're taking care of realistic expectations, what is the talent pecking order? Like, who would you want to see be the guy in the fall that's getting the most carries? And then who should be number two and maybe a third guy?
Yeah, I'm really excited to see someone like TreVonte Citizen, a guy who hasn't played in the last 2 years simply due to injury. He tore his ACL before his freshman year, didn't play at all, was still in recovery, and didn't get in last year. This was a guy that in 2022, all you were hearing out of spring and training camp was he's a beast. He's going to be an immediate impact player as a freshman. And sadly, we never got to see that. We were robbed of it. At wide receiver, I'd like to see one of the young guys step up. And that doesn't mean just freshmen, but also someone like Ray Joseph, where we know what Xavier Restrepo brings to that slot position. I'd argue he's probably the top slot receiver in the country. And I don't think many people could argue with that. But can someone like Ray Joseph get in there and take some snaps with the speed that he provides? He could be a very dangerous weapon in the slot, and especially in an offense like Shannon Dawson, who has the air raid elements and wants to spread things out and get these guys in space.
The best slot receiver in the country. So I'm not prepared to argue that. That's just a big statement, though.
You got a guy who got 1,000 yards out of the slot, and there was a few games where he wasn't even really getting the ball thrown to him just because the quarterback position wasn't living up to what we were expecting last year. And he's still is he the biggest? No. Is he the strongest? No. Is he the fastest? No. But he gets open and he creates space and he catches the ball. He doesn't have many drops, and that's really what you want out of a good slot receiver.
Falconer TRX, appreciate you being here, man. Super sticker to get us started. Thank you so much for that. Also want to note that I got a note on Facebook, a really nice note from Dylan Shirley, who watches the show, but typically can't watch it live, so we don't hear from him directly, but certainly wanted to know how to donate. So thank you for that. Had a question for Cam, so we will save that, Dylan, for next week when Cam's back. So we will catch up with you, but thank you so much for the kind words, Dylan, that you watch every week. Must-see show, all the good things that you had to say about what we do here at the Voice of College Football. So thank you so much for that. Venmo, PayPal, Cash App are preferred as well. But we got the Super Chat available, so thank you for that. Falconer TRX with the U Needs an NIL turf sponsor 12-month season. So, Alex, you're not aware, but there's this whole turf. There's behind the scenes kind of a inside joke between Falconer X and myself on turf. So that goes way back.